Hey everyone, this is Jeff here at Tudor. I Hardly Know Her. I'm just here to give a quick thanks to some of our Patreon donators. I'd like to start with Caroline Ingrid, Emily Blomer, Jackie Moore, Catherine Denny, Melissa S., Philip Nako, Rihanna Jepson, Samantha Martin, Taylor Miharg, Tiffany, and Tiffany Anderson. Thank you so much for being one of our Patreon donators. And if you'd like to or hear your name beforehand, go to our Patreon page at patreon.com to search for Tudor I Hardly Know Her and donate today to one of our $5 and up, where you can get bonus episodes and hear your name or possibly even join Emily's book club. So thanks again, and on to our new episode.
All right, let's get to it.
Today's episode brought to you by white wine. Let's get crunk. Now that we're sitting at a table.
Put that at the beginning of the episode before the music, so it sounds like it's an actual. Anyway.
Now
hey.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
Bonjour.
Hey.
Hello.
Hey.
Hey.
Hi.
All right, we're raising our rates, guys. For every tool time, for Jeff, you guys owe us $100.
Yes, they owe us $100.
Yeah, it's the way capitalism works, Jeff.
Half of that goes to Tim Allen.
You know
his
he needs
cocaine
it.
habit.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean tool time. I meant fool time.
Anyway, hey, welcome to Tudor I Hardly Know Her. It's our podcast where we talk about Tudor stuff.
That is a fact, Jack. Except you're not Jack, you're Garrett.
It's true.
I love Garrett.
Me too.
Oh, thanks, guys.
Um,
Apologies if my recording sounds different. It's a little fucky, but
it's
we'll get through it.
that's okay. We still love you.
Oh,
We don't place your worth on the quality of your audio equipment.
As long as we don't have beeping in the background again.
Beep.
I can add that in if you want.
It's not the same without the beep. It's like our the years of our youth. Anyway, that's Garrett. The other
Hey.
one, that's Jeff. And I am, in fact, Emily, your armchair historian, who just
We're like-
Google shit.
We're like a history Voltron, if you will.
Ooh, yes, I like that.
We come together.
And we talk.
And we murder monsters.
No, we murder history. Like, let's be honest.
We really murder history.
Some people believe that.
No, I try. Look, guys, I'm a fucking armchair historian. That is all. I just really like it. I feel like I should give you guys a little bit of a insight into my process, if you will. Jeff
Emily
knows
goes
it.
to Google how to history.
Sometimes I straight up Google, what do you want to know about the Tudors? And I see what pops up. It's usually the same shit every time. Somebody needs to get on that Tudor SEO, guys. No, let me tell you about my process, because this is what happened this week. So we decided to do our recording a little bit later. So I was like, okay, well then that means that Sunday night I'm going to enjoy a long process of researching and double checking everything. And I'm going to find multiple sources for it all. And so I went through my list that I'm always keeping of topics. And I went through our recent comment frenzy on Facebook. And I looked up some topics, and at first I was like, you know what? Let's talk Margaret Beaufort, because we haven't really talked about her beyond maybe 1 or 2 episodes. And the unfortunate thing is, every time you Google Margaret Beaufort, you get one of 2 things. Either she's a conniving bitch who controlled her son and her daughter-in-law, or, and also murdered the princes in the tower, or she was a saint of a woman, horribly misunderstood. So, I feel like I can't really rely on the internet for a Margaret Beaufort episode, and will, in fact, have to find a biography about Margaret Beaufort. So, listeners, let me know if there's a good one.
You know, I say we just do like a point counterpoint episode.
Ooh, oh, oh,
Emily, you
oh,
ignorant slut.
oh.
Yeah, I
You,
want to hear Jeff and Emily fight each other on Margaret Beaufort.
oh God.
I'm a pretty good devil's advocate.
All right, scrapping this entire fucking episode. We're going at it. Garrett will reconvene in 2 hours.
Oh God, I want to go to sleep, please.
No. Okay, Garrett, I love that idea. It's gonna happen, and in fact, it will happen soon. So the other episode, I was like, we could also talk about people want to hear about Henry VIII's fertility because the amount of sperm he had is very interesting to people.
The amount of sperm is too damn low.
So I started getting into that, and I was like, all right, well, I'll do Henry VIII infertility. There's still a ton of questions about how he ended up with only 3 heirs and 6 wives, and his wives also were suggested to have problems. So I was like, I'll research that, and then I'll do that. And then it got depressing as shit.
What?
Guys.
Infertility is not a happy subject to
Not
make
even
jokes
just
about?
infertility. No. You and I know you can make jokes about infertility if it's about you. It's the fact that none of his wives were infertile, and in fact, neither was Henry. They got pregnant. They just couldn't carry it. I feel a little bit like Gina from Brooklyn Nine-Nine. They just couldn't carry it. So everyone was like, and then she got pregnant, and then the baby died, and then she got pregnant, and then she had a miscarriage, and then she got pregnant. So I was like halfway through, and I'm like, I've got to fucking stop. There's no fucking way we can joke around about that.
Yeah.
Like, we are
We
not.
can, but it will not be in good taste.
Then that's when our subscriptions go down.
You
No,
hear
that
an
would be
audible.
too much for me. That would be way too much for me.
It's hard. Like, I think we could do a serious episode. Maybe I'll talk about that when it's just an Emily episode. But I think it's just too heavy to talk about right now. Or maybe I can somehow weave this into a funny topic, complete with hand motions. So,
Great for podcasting.
great for podcasting. I'll take a gif of my hands doing weird hand motions. So, I finally settled on topic. I literally texted Garrett and I was like, Garrett, I have no fucking clue what to talk about. And he's like, do you want to wait? And I was like, nah, give me a minute. 2 minutes later, I figured out my topic, and I'm pumped because I've been trying to find information about this forever. And I finally got it. Are you guys ready to talk? Tudors.
About?
And Islam.
Do we have a choice?
Well, what?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Well, back to topics that we can't really joke about.
No. Look, guys, sneak peek. Henry VIII dresses up in Ottoman Empire type clothing. Like, yes, we can fucking joke about this.
All right.
Okay.
You brought me back in, Em.
I'm not really talking about Tudors and Islam so much as Tudors and Islam and the Middle Eastern politics. So, and those are, I mean, if George Bush taught us anything, you should probably cut that.
Leave
Okay,
it.
are you ready?
Double it.
Okay, are you ready?
Yes, let's
Okay.
do this.
So, let's go back to the 1000s.
When I'm sure everything was being, okay for everyone in Islam.
Everything was probably totes fine, except for the Crusades.
Everything is Islam.
That's our episode title. Everything was not, in fact, Islam. The asshole Christians were doing their work to make sure that there was no Islam.
As
So-
they do.
As they do.
Wait, Christians don't like people who aren't Christian?
It's shocking. And then the subsects of Christians hate the other subsects of it is ridiculous. Like, mind
You're
blowing.
not Christian enough. Well, you're too Christian. Well, fuck you.
I'm gonna go to war with you.
I'm a
Wait, what?
I'm a crusade on your ass.
What? No. So Crusades, they happened. Shit went down. All of the Catholic kingdoms were like, let's go fuck with the Middle East. So they went over there and fucked with the Middle East, and
As you do.
right. That was kind of the exposure of England to the Middle East, the politics and the religion of Islam. So it was new. It wasn't new during the Tudor time. Like, people knew it existed. And then, of course, Catherine came over and she had the Moors that her family was always fighting. So, people knew about it, but it was considered a pagan religion or heretical. In fact, in Geoffrey Chaucer's iconic Canterbury Tales that every asshole ninth grader is forced to read,
But can't remember anything about.
but can't
I
remember
took a class on
anything.
that in college.
The whole class was about Canterbury Tales?
I think most of the Canterbury Tales.
Oh, fuck.
I was like, this sounds like an interesting class. It wasn't.
Garrett, what did you learn in Canterbury Tales class?
That
There was that one story about somebody was farting on people. I can't remember what that was called.
Sir farts a lot.
Well,
Stinky Henry's Stinky Day? I don't know.
that sounds like a kid's book. Garrett, will you write that for Evelyn?
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
It's like
Okay.
It's like the Stinky Cheese book.
Oh, God, yeah. All right. The Canterbury Tales. The Canterbury Tales is a collection of 24 stories that runs to over 17,000 lines written in Middle English. Let me tell you, that's the real fucking problem with Canterbury Tales, is it was written in Middle English by Geoffrey Chaucer or Alan Tudyk.
No,
Who was...
Paul Bettany.
Fuck, sorry. God, Jeff was just staring at me, waiting for me to make that mistake.
I was just waiting for you.
He was, all right, well, fuck you, I'm done.
They're
Either
referring
way,
to the movie A Knight's Tale.
I say, how do you not know A Knight's Tale? I'm like, come
because
on.
I've seen it twice and it was both on TBS.
I've seen it twice in parts.
Fuck you, we're not all Jeff. God, this is a saucy episode.
Saucy.
So, anyway, back to the Canterbury Tales. Syria is actually mentioned in it by name, so people knew that it existed. So, we're going to go forward a little bit. It is 1453. Constantinople is Istanbul, and Istanbul is Constantinople. Istanbul is Constantinople. Sorry, I fucked the mic up. So 1453, Constantinople. Constantinople.
It's Nopal? It's Nopal.
I don't know.
Istanbul was Constantinople, now it's Istanbul, not Constantinople.
How do you pronounce Constantinople? Oh, wait.
Constantinople.
How do you pronounce Constantinople?
George Costanza. Okay.
No more wine for Emily.
No, I want to... Is it Constantinople? All right.
In the song, they
Ham
say
or turkey?
Constantinople.
But I'm pretty sure my AP history teacher in school taught
I'm
it
sure
as
there-
Constantinople.
Oh, I'm sure he was
I'm
right.
sure there's some pretentious ass teacher that's like, well, it's actually pronounced Constantinople.
Let me shove
If
my
you-
glasses up my nose.
in my ass.
I am going to Mr. Baker and telling him you said that. Anyway.
Tell him. I don't give a fuck. I don't know him.
Constantinople fell.
Thank you.
And the Ottoman Empire rose as a global power.
The sweet chairs?
What? Ottoman chairs? Not those kind of
Yeah.
chairs.
Oh.
No, sorry. The Empire. They may have had chairs.
They're okay.
So Henry VII and then a little bit Henry VIII, they saw the Ottoman Empire as kind of a threat to Christianity because, Islam, different, people suck. But they also realized that they could be an ally, especially because Spain was constantly fighting them. And so there was just tons of opportunities for them to fuck shit up.
They're always fighting.
Spain and Islam
And
and the Moors.
everyone.
Spain and everyone. Spain versus the world. That's it.
What's this one about? Oh, it's when we're fighting with these people. Oh, they're always fighting.
You're going to get real bored of hearing Spain's name in this. So Henry VIII, here's what I was talking about. He really liked the Ottoman Empire fashion. He was he was the Kanye,
Oh,
guys.
this is pretty cool.
He liked to dress up in traditional Ottoman attire.
Cosplaying.
He would wear Turkish silk and velvet robes, and he would just kind of show up at events in these. It wasn't like they had a Middle Eastern themed party, which is racist. Don't do it.
I just like
But-
the idea. That's what I'm thinking of. It's like, ooh, Henry. X-Nay.
No. It wasn't like that.
You
He
know when
just-
those photos crop up about 5 years later and he just, he gets canceled?
Hey, what's
What do you
that
think?
term? What's that term for? What is it? A weeb? I don't know if this is racist. If this is not appropriate to say. A
A
weeaboo?
weeaboo?
Is
a
that?
weeaboo is an American person or somebody who's not Japanese that really fucking likes Japanese
Is it
culture.
insulting to say it though?
It's an insult to them, but it's not like
It's
a
not like
super derogatory term.
Okay.
It's not.
So
It's
he
not going to
was
get
like
bleeped out on the FCC.
weeaboo of 1500s and the Middle Eastern attire.
Okay.
Okay, let's go with that. So,
I love when that happens in history. Like these like people hear like, oh, this must have been like a very serious, stern asshole of a guy, but it's like, oh no, he had like he really fucking loved like Middle
Dressing
Eastern
up.
garb.
Oh crap!
He was into cosplay. Henry VIII invented cosplay.
The in Parks and Rec, Jam, who's like obsessed with all the Asian culture. Like he actually like has like a hibachi girl
every
in his
time
kitchen.
Henry VIII cut off his wife's head, he goes, "You've been jammed." So, when Henry broke from Rome, he considered actually joining in an alliance with the Ottoman Empire and France against Habsburgs, Spain, and Pope. So, once again, Spain shows up. But we all know 1533 to 1536, a little bit chaotic for Henry and a certain wife named Anne.
Nothing happened in 1536.
Nothing happened. Either way, the alliance never actually happened. But England did eventually get around to getting pretty close with the Ottoman Empire. So, first a little bit of backstory. And I'm sorry that if this sounds boring to you, it was so fucking interesting. I was completely ignoring everything while reading about this. So, just a little bit of backstory. The North African states were called the Barbary states, and they were Muslim-ruled states that also practiced state-supported piracy. Kind of like how Elizabeth did. She was like, if you go pirate those Spanish over there, I'm not going to be upset, but I'll give you a cut of the profit. English merchants had actually been trading with the Muslim rulers of these states for a while, including Morocco, Tunisia, and Algeria. The Pope had forbidden it because, Islam. So he was threatening excommunication for any state, person, etc. that tried trading with anybody of non-Catholic origins. So then came Elizabeth, and she was already excommunicated. So she was like, "Well, what the hell?"
Excommunicado.
She was excommunicado. So she got a dog out of a pound.
Went on a crazy rampage killing spree.
And I think there was a room full of glass. That was a weird one. We're talking about John Wick 3 now. So
Still haven't seen it.
Elizabeth realized that there was a lot of potential wealth if they traded with the Middle East, and also fuck Spain. So, she decided.
Above all else, just everybody remember, if you've taken anything away from this podcast, it's fuck Spain.
Pretty much.
And
That's our.
and Cromwell.
That's our.
Spain and Cromwell.
That's
Fuck
our.
Spain and fuck Cromwell.
Fuck Sprongwell.
Spomwell.
So she decided to trade not only with the Barbary states, but also the actual Ottoman and Saffavid empires. I'm pretty sure, if my 12th grade history is accurate. That's how you pronounce that. So in 1533, there was a lovely gentleman named Anthony Jenkinson.
That's made up.
I hope not.
It's our name too.
So, Mr.
Anthony Jacobson?
Jenkinson. Like old man Jenkinson in his jalopy.
Howdy, Mrs. K.
Yeah, Jenkinson. So he was an English merchant, and he was in Aleppo, and that's the final point of the Silk Road. Do you guys remember anything from high school about the Silk Road?
He's a leper.
Aleppo? Aleppo.
Like
The Silk Road was sorry, go ahead.
No. Jeff's making jokes. You're being awesome.
Oh, thank you. The Silk Road was a trade route through China,
I think so.
to get the high quality fabric
through
from
Asia
silkworms.
for
Yeah.
silk and stuff.
Yeah.
And also in recent history, it was where you bought drugs online.
What?
Yeah, Silk Road was a website, I believe, in the dark web where you could buy drugs.
All right, we're gonna go off on a tangent. The fuck is the dark web? Like, I understand the dark web is like a this is where you go to get the bad stuff. Like you buy human hearts, but how does one reach the dark web? Is it like is it like an actual place on the internet that exists, or is it just like
Google
a
search
theory?
dark web.
I mean, it's
It just turns all the screens black.
I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure it's like you can't just like Google it. Like you got to like know where to go.
It's
gotta,
not
like,
indexed by Google.
Huh, strange
Right.
enough. It doesn't autocorrect
But is
you
it
on
like an actual like domain that exists? I don't mean like the darkweb.com,
It's
but
like black market.
okay, but also black market like
It's secretive, and you have to know people to get into whatever
okay.
it is.
Okay, so it's like if you're working for the mob and you moved all your shit online.
It's something you can't just stumble upon.
Yeah,
Okay.
you have to like know how to get to it. You probably have to be like given the access to it.
Right.
And yet Garrett knows about the Silk Road.
Well, I remember it was
gonna
a big
cast
thing when it
any
got shut down.
aspersions. Not so secret, is it? Anyway, back to Jenkinson. Jenkinson met with the Ottoman Sultan Suleiman the Magnificent. And let me just say, Henry VIII really
wonder if-
lost an opportunity to be called Henry
I
the
was about to say,
Magnificent.
I'm assuming he gave himself that nickname.
This this just sounds like Donald Trump type shit, where it's like, hey, this guy's got a cool title. Why can't I have a cool title? I should probably get a cool title like that.
So, big yawn. Jenkinson established he actually established the first English commercial trade rights with the Ottoman Empire. When he returned to England, Elizabeth named him the first representative of the Muscovy Company. They were the merchants who traded with and I think through Russia. And she sent him then to trade with the Safavid Shah of Iran. So Jenkinson, because he was really good at selling.
By the
in
way,
Aleppo-
Emily, I'm sorry. Can I interrupt you for a second?
Yes.
We're gonna mispronounce some shit. So if we do, please let us know.
Yeah, I know. I know it's not technically Iran; it's Iran. But
Well, not just that. We're gonna say a lot of shit.
yeah, sorry guys. I'm trying. So he started identifying the difference. Oh, this was actually pretty cool. So I bet you not many honestly non-Muslims could identify the difference between Sunni and Shiite Muslims. Do you guys know? Did you guys know that there was a difference?
Oh yeah, but
Okay, so essentially they all believe in the same thing, but it's about one group thinking they're descendants of Muhammad, and I'm pretty sure that, oh God, see, I'm probably wrong about that. Now I have to double check
Well,
it.
we're reaching a lot of area here where we're not fully educated on.
Yeah, but still. So what I was gonna say is that this guy Jenkinson, he actually started identifying the differences between those two. They're the same religions, just kind of two different sects, I guess you'd call it.
I mean, it's similar how like a lot of
Yeah.
there's so many different versions of Christianity.
Okay.
There's like little details in each one about what makes them different.
Well, this one's a little even more specific. So, Shiite, that I had it right. Shiite are guided by the wisdom of Muhammad's descendants through his son-in-law and cousin Ali. So, it kind of comes down to a difference in how do you think the supremacy of their religion descends. So he started noticing that in 1562, and I just thought that was a really fascinating thing that he paid enough attention to notice that. So
okay, Emily, I think I figured it out. The difference between Sunnis and Shiites.
go ahead.
According to NBC News and a quick Google search, the divide is traced to 632 AD, when the Islamic prophet Muhammad died and a debate emerged about who should be his successor. Both sides agree that Allah is the one true God and that Muhammad was his messenger. But one group, which eventually became the Shiites, felt Muhammad's successor should be someone in his bloodline.
Exactly. Yep.
While the other, which became the Sunnis, felt a pious individual who would follow the prophet's customs was acceptable.
Yep. Thank you, Garrett. Hey, I'm actually surprised at how much of that I remembered.
Except for, I had to Google that for you.
I
Love
said
you.
I'm pretty sure one of them is through the descendants of Muhammad.
Look, we got there.
Eventually. So anyway, oh, England realized that it was kind of unsustainable to keep training with the Safavid Empire just because they had to go through Russia for that. But they were still able to maintain trade with the Barbary states and Turkey. And by the way, Turkey and Ottoman Empire are kind of interchangeable just for simplicity's sake, except that for the time being. I know there's a lot more complication to it, but this is not about the Middle East in the 1500s. Well, this episode is, but fuck you. So the 1570s, there ended up being kind of a big not really a big turning point for Elizabeth, but she made a big point of encouraging trade with the Barbary states. And then in 1578, do you guys remember Walsingham, her like spy master?
Oh yeah, we talked about that. They're his like the first like group of spies.
Yep. He proposed to Elizabeth that she send a merchant/ambassador to Constantinople to establish a commercial and political alliance with Sultan Murad III. So this kind of began a really long political relationship between Elizabeth and the Sultan. So that merchant/ambassador ended up being William Harborne. And he arrived in Constantinople in 1579. So his goal was to establish another trading company called the Levant Trading Company, and organize commerce between Turkey and England. William Harborne did such a good job that the Sultan accepted him and other Englishmen as what's called zimmi. They had a pronunciation, but it's got two M's in it, so I'm thinking it's Zimmy. It's spelled Dhimmi. And they are protected guests, and they cannot be bothered, or it says unmolested, in Muslim territory. Not that kind of molested, Jeff. Just not bothered. Nobody can. They're not allowed to be shivved.
Diplomatic immunity.
Diplomatic immunity.
With a guy from Lethal Weapon 2.
Exactly.
Precisely. So, really, though, he ultimately had one goal. What is Elizabeth's goal? Come on, guys. We were just talking about this.
Fuck Spain.
Yeah! Fuck Spain up. So, the English merchants... this is like a double whammy. So, the English merchants were like, we hate Spain. You hate Spain. You want to go to war with Spain. We don't really want to, but we want them to go to war.
Convenient.
So they traded scrap metal to the Ottoman Empire, and they used that to make weapons. On top of that, the scrap metal that England got, it was from the roofs and bells of ex-churches in England. So the Spanish were like doubly pissed off. So, I mean, ultimately England won because not only did they make a lot of money, but Spain was angry. So, Elizabeth...
Any day that Spain is pissed is a good day for England.
Yep, Elizabeth wakes up and she goes, what's Spain's mood?
It's horoscope.
It's like she's got a weather app, but it's just how pissed are the people of Spain right now. Incredibly pissed.
Very pissed. I'll take that. Ooh,
excellent.
50% chance of being pissed. Ah, we got it.
She has a messenger boy who comes in every morning.
It's the piss boy.
How pissed are they?
He is not the piss boy, Emily. You cannot do that.
A piss boy.
How pissed are they? Quite pissed, madam.
I like how piss boy is like a 50-year-old butler sounding fucker.
I've been a piss boy since I was a child, madam.
Can you please call me piss man?
I think I've earned it by now. Look, his father was a piss boy, and his father before him was a piss boy, and damn it if he won't be a piss boy himself.
He calls his grandfather piss grandpa.
Piss paw. Piss pappy.
Piss pappy.
God, we're mature. So, Elizabeth, like her father, also considered an alliance with the Ottoman Empire. She wrote to her buddy Sultan Murad III that they should create an anti-Spanish alliance. This is how she described herself. the most invincible and most mighty defender of the Christian faith against all kinds of idolatries of all that live amongst the Christians and falsely progress the name of Christ. She's got no ego about that. She greeted him as the most mighty ruler of the kingdom of Turkey, sole and above all, the most sovereign monarch of the East Empire. I mean, she really knows how to lay it on thick. Also, I'm changing my job title. So they had correspondence through the 1580s, but after, and in fact, she had such a good relationship with him that after he died, she kept corresponding with his mother. So things were going pretty well for her. So back to William.
How's it going? How's your mama?
How's your mama? Back to William Harborne. He signed the first, I missed a word. English treaty with Murad that lasted until the Ottoman Empire fell in 1923. So
1923?
19.
Good job, Ottomans.
I know. So it allowed the English merchants to trade within the empire. It also gave them preferential rates on customs duties, and it protected them against attacks by Catholics and Muslims. So William Harborne, I hope his family got a good salary from that because he did a good job. Walsingham, back to Walsingham, he also tried to persuade. Walsingham tried to get Harborne to persuade the Sultan to stop the Armada before they arrived in England. The Sultan was like, "Nah, I'm good. I got my own shit with them. You handle that." I mean, it didn't matter because, as we recently discussed, they got fucked up. But interestingly enough, there were actually a couple of conversions between Protestantism and Islam. There was one guy. I forgot about this. There was one guy, an English merchant. He was captured by pirates, castrated, and then converted to Islam.
All right, geez, I would have done it before you castrated me, but okay.
You guys make a pretty good argument here.
I'm just imagining it, and they're like, become an Islam and we'll chop your balls off. And he goes, don't you mean or? What? Don't you mean or we'll chop your balls off? All right, fine.
Guys, you know, I'll just be an Islam. I'll do it.
Well, which is it? That seems like a pretty crucial conjunction. So
this doesn't have to be an and thing. It can be an or thing.
Nope, it was an and. But losing his balls apparently was really good for his prosperity because...
And singing voice, too.
He was a beautiful singing choir boy.
So he became known as Hassan Aga, and I think that's a title. He was, I'm not fucking kidding, chief eunuch, but also chief treasurer of Algiers.
The eunuchs are unionizing.
He also became chief treasurer of Algiers. Then there was one Islam sailor who was captured by the Spanish, and then when Francis Drake captured the Spanish, he took them and he was converted to Protestantism in London.
And he got to keep his balls too.
He got to keep his balls. That sounds like a John Mulaney joke. And he got to keep his balls. Interestingly enough, the fact that England and the Middle East had a relationship led to the introduction of certain words into the English language, like sugar, candy, crimson, turquoise, tulip, and zero. Like zero.
There wasn't a zero before?
Apparently not. Well, all right, wait. Let's just talk about how the Middle East was
Did they just say not all the time?
Let's just talk about how the Middle East was the center for scientific and mathematical, not research, ingenuity for a really long time. So it's not crazy that they would have a word for zero and England wouldn't. But they also introduced actual sugar, spices, silks, and then Ottoman and Persian rugs to England.
That fake sugar shit.
None of that fake shit. None of that stevia crap.
That is Splenda.
So it also the Middle East and Islam, they also had an influence on the plays that were made during this time. In 15, so they had a ton of, not a ton, they had more than they did Middle Eastern characters in their plays. In fact, in 1587, there was one play called Tamburlaine. They burned a Quran on stage.
Holy shit.
Yeah. I was really surprised by that. But then in the 1590s, they actually, in the 1590s, more than 20 plays featured Turks or Moors. Pretty sure Justin Trudeau was probably in one of those. Topical.
Oh.
Don't wear blackface. Ever. But it's not just Turkey and the Safavid Empire that got involved in trade with England or in international relations with them. The Moroccan ambassador actually wanted an alliance with England to attack the Ottoman positions in North Africa. Elizabeth tried to convince them instead to attack Spain. Didn't really happen, but she decided to pass on that relationship because the Ottoman Empire had been really fucking good to her. But then that visit of the Moroccan ambassador actually influenced Shakespeare's Othello, which we also talked about a couple episodes ago. Last couple points, interesting. In 1600, the East India Company was founded, and we all know that went over really well. And then eventually, when James I was crowned and he made peace with Spain, there wasn't really a need for an alliance with the Middle East. So that relationship kind of it didn't go skirting off in a different direction, but it just kind of tapered off. So that is the relationship between Tudor England and the Middle East.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I have actually been wanting to find information about that for a very long time.
And on that topic, if anybody knows anything else,
More. Give me more.
call the Tudor helpline, the tip line.
1-800-TUDOR.
I feel like it's like in, Unsolved Mysteries. It's like, if you have any information about this case. Do you think people are watching reruns and have info on the fucking cases?
It's happened before. You can actually go and find out the cases that have been solved. And that's because
Fuck, I love Unsolved Mysteries.
God, what's that creepy music?
Oh, God. This has been brought up so many times on this podcast and prior episodes.
Because it's the
fucking
best
good.
show in the fucking world.
It's so goddamn good. It's uber creepy. I fucking love it. One episode was always this person went missing, and then another is was there a ghost or an alien?
Fuck if we know.
If you have answers, let us know. It was the Thunderdome.
What was the one with Jonathan Frakes?
Oh, fuck. I don't remember. All I know is I see it online because he always has ridiculous,
You ever gone mountain biking? What's the most you ever lost in gambling?
Guys,
You ever pet a lion while asleep?
Do you know how to tie your shoes?
Are you asleep or is the lion asleep?
Have you ever seen a grown man naked?
I wait for it every time and he never does it.
Frakes Mystery Show. That sounds fucking delightful.
That's the title.
That's the name of my show, the Jonathan Frakes Mystery Show.
Mystery Hour.
It's called Beyond Belief, fact or fiction, but I think we could bring this back.
Jonathan Frakes, we know you're listening. I love you in Gargoyles.
Please go me.
He was in Gargoyles?
Yeah.
Who's in Gargoyles?
What's his name? The human guy who got the statues and put them on the top of the building. He had the ponytail and the goatee.
That sounds
Yeah,
like
okay.
a character he would be.
Zardon or it's something crazy.
Zardon? No.
I'll find it, but no, yeah, John.
The only thing I remember about Gargoyles is that I had the VHS of I guess the movie, which I think would have been
God, I fucking love that show.
'Cause yeah, Keith David was the lead one.
Oh yeah. God, what a badass.
Can we just
Xanatos.
That's a badass name. That's how you command some fucking
His
respect.
name is David Xanatos.
Yeah, it sounds like you run the most shadiest company in the fucking
Wait,
world.
did you guys know James Brolin was a host of the the Jonathan Frakes mystery show at some point?
Then why would they... What? You say James Brolin or Josh Brolin?
James.
Okay.
But
that makes a little more sense.
The show was actually called Beyond Belief, Fact or Fiction.
I,
Like, it's not
I,
actually called
I love the
Jonathan
compilation
Frakes.
video of him just telling, it's wrong. This is all false.
It's false. We made it up.
We made this up.
Complete fabrication.
This was made up by a writer.
We'll find that and share it online.
Completely fiction.
Well, that was a fun tangent there.
Oh, fuck that.
No, we're gonna... Oh, God.
I'm going to lose all of our listeners.
Holy
Actually,
shit.
I thought this was a really fascinating topic because you always think of England as this like tiny little siloed country that occasionally went to war with France or Spain when somebody got butthurt about something stupid. So I'm glad I finally found some information about the Middle East.
Well, and I'm glad we talked about it because, look, I'm going to be completely honest. I live in a country where everyone here just fucking hates the Middle East for, reasons. So getting to learn a little bit more about it at all is kind of cool.
I actually got really interested in learning about Afghanistan after reading Khaled Hosseini's books, The Kite Runner and How the Mountains Echoed. I loved those books, and it's so interesting how... Man, we should do a podcast about that. No, we shouldn't. That would be terrible.
We have a lot of podcasts to do, Emily.
I know. But, essentially, Americans supplied the weapons that were used by the Taliban against us, as an FYI, because Russia. So, just a little insight. We created our own worst enemy.
Anyway, thanks for listening to Tudor, I Hardly Know Her. The podcast that is about Tudor England and nothing else.
We're going to talk about the Cold War on next week's episode.
Henry VIII's Cold War.
Oh, he would have loved it back then. He would have
God.
hit those fucking nukes immediately.
It just becomes like a hypothetical podcast about like what if Henry VIII was around when this happened?
Oh, fuck. What if we made that a bit? What if we made that a thing
Okay,
that
so
happened?
it's Dr. Strangelove. But in the war room is Henry VIII.
He is Dr. Strangelove. He's in the wheelchair because his legs all messed up.
You can't fight in here. This is the war room. Whew. Okay, guys. Where can our listeners find us?
You can find us online on Facebook. Tudor I Hardly Know Her is our Facebook page. It's where we're probably the most active. I know Emily's a little more active on Twitter. On Twitter.
At Tudor Know Her.
At Tudor Know Her. We also have a Gmail account at Tudor Know Her. Wait, no, it's not. Fuck. TudorKnowHer@gmail.com. God damn it.
Just start sending emails places. You can also
You'll find us eventually.
You can also find us on the dark web, TudorIHardlyKnowHer.darkweb.com.
Darkweb.dark.
You can buy Henry VIII's heart.
Ooh, yeah.
It's spooky.
Spoopy heart.
I don't know why, but I just pictured the dark web kind of like the Neopets marketplace. If you guys ever
Oh my
played.
god. I did not.
That's actually the dark web.
What is the Neopets marketplace?
Okay, there's not enough time to go into the Neopets. I'll talk to you about this after we're done recording. So I think until next time, right? Oh wait, become Patreon supporters. Until next time, right?
Divorced, beheaded, died.
Divorced, beheaded, survived. Goodbye.
Goodbye.